Ohayou gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. The commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the NPB, the Pacific League, the Central League, or their sponsors. We are giving English reports of the game being played and hope that English-speaking fans around the globe can enjoy the games on YouTube and Twitch along with us. And we're first off going to bring you, and this is going to be the third series of interleague play. We're going to be calling the games tonight. Tomorrow, Sealands, first of all, in one spot, playing third base, wearing number 39 is Ning Ting Wu. Batting second in right field, wearing number 35 is Gakudo Wakabayashi. Batting third in left field, wearing number 30 is Brian O'Grady. In the cleanup spot and playing first base, wearing number 3 is Hotaka Yamakawa. Batting fifth and doing the catching, wearing number 10 is Tomoya Mori. Batting sixth and in center field, wearing number 53 is Ito. Batting seventh at second base, wearing number 5 is Shuta Tonosaki. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, wearing number 62 is Netsuo Takizawa. And batting ninth and doing the pitching, wearing number 19 is Shinsuke Sato. And the Lions will be facing a right-hander and Yuki Nishi. Yuki Nishi takes to the bump today with a 3-3 record. He's worked 59 innings. He's allowed 53 hits. He's given up 12 runs, 11 of which have been earned. He's walked 10 and struck out 36. He's also pitched to a tune of a 1.68 earned run average. And now we're going to give you the starting lineups for the home team for the Hanshin Tigers. Leading off and playing in center field, wearing number 5 is Koji Chikamoto. Batting second and playing shortstop, wearing number 51 is Takuma Nakano. Batting third and playing first base, wearing number 3 is Yusuke Oyama. And the cleanup spot and playing third base, wearing number 8 is Teruaki Sato. Batting fifth and left field, wearing number 7 is Yoshio Itoi. Batting sixth and playing second base, wearing number 33 is Kento Itohara. Batting seventh in right field, wearing number 97 is Dan Onodera. Batting eighth and doing the catching, wearing number 12 is Seishiro Sakamoto. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is number 16, Yuki Nishi. And they're going to face a left-hander today in Shinosuke Sato. He's got a 2-3 record on the season. He's worked 33 innings. He's allowed 34 hits, 18 runs, 16 have earned. He's walked 15 and struck out 24, and he's got a 4.36 earned run average. We'd like to welcome a couple in our audience tonight. We have Vivid Life in the house. He is following us on YouTube, and Sauce Up Game is in the house tonight, and he is on Twitch. So we thank everybody who has popped in for this one here tonight. The lineup cards have been exchanged. The Hanshin Tigers are about ready to take the field defensively. We'll be back here in just a couple moments with the call at the top of the first inning. It's a beautiful night in Osaka for baseball. We're glad you guys can pop in here and join us. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back.
Hey, welcome back. Thanks for checking out Last Raps. We had some winners in last month's mystery pack giveaway. The names right here, and maybe here are the winners. Make sure you are following the instructions on our other video to qualify this month for a pack of mystery cards from Zero Fox Sports Cards. Thanks for checking it out. Enjoy the ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It's good to see that we got a bot in here by followers, primes, and viewers. I don't think so. We are doing it organically here on our channel. We've got Sauce Up Game says early morning game. Absolutely it is. We're going to be doing everything this week. So hopefully you can join us for more than just one. Vivid Life asked the question, who you think is going to take this one? I got the edge today to the Hanshin Tigers. I think that Yuki Nishi, the former Oryx Buffalo Ace, who's now working in, I believe, his third season now with the Tigers, gives them the advantage pitching in Hanshin or in Osaka as the home team. I also believe that the Seibu Lions starter Sato is just a little bit behind Nishi. I also will say that defensively, the Tigers traditionally are one of the weaker teams defensively, and that's part and parcel that they play on a all dirt infield. Their defense is a little bit less than those who play on the natural turf. But the Seibu Lions defense, I think, in my opinion, wanes a little bit. And so them going from the turf to the all dirt infield will cause a bit of a problem for them defensively. So I give the edge tonight to the Hanshin Tigers, but we'll have to wait and see. The Tigers have not played great baseball this year, but they have got it together more lately. And over the last 2 to 3 weeks, they've started to play a little bit better than they did when they started off the season. But that's just my opinions. And you know what happens when you have opinions? They're like a few things that a lot of people have, and nobody always particularly cares. But that is the thoughts on today. There are a full slate of games around the NPB today with the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. The Emerald Giants will be going head-to-head. We looked at maybe calling something in that series, but we're going to stick it all out with the Tigers and the Lions for the next 3 nights. The Chiba Marines and the Tokyo Yakult Swallows are going to be going head-to-head as well. The Oryx Buffaloes and Yokohama Dana Bay Stars, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and Chinichi Dragons and Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, and the Hiroshima Toyo Carp are all going to be getting together underway here in just a few moments. A couple of other things around the league. They were saying that MLB scouts have been taking notice of Hanshin Tiger hitter Kento Itohara, but are also watching Roki Sasaki. It's a no-brainer to watch Roki Sasaki for the Chiba Marines. Sits on 100 miles an hour on the right side. Who wouldn't want to be sitting watching him? There were articles around that were suggesting that he is one that's going to be kept an eye on. And of course, in this one here, though, a player that I certainly like the looks of is Teruaki Sato, the big strapping left-handed hitting third baseman of the Tigers. So here we go, everybody, where Ryuki Nishi has completed his warm-up tosses. Ning-Ting Wu is stepping up to the plate, and we're ready to get this one underway. We're glad you could be here with us either live or on delay. So here we go. Yuki Nishi is getting onto the rubber, and he's getting ready to take over here. And he's going to start the ball game. He's going from the windup, and he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Wu. For Wu on the season, he's batting .271. He's got a couple homers and 14 RBIs. There's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1. Our friend Sauce-Up Game says Roki's going to be a big-time player in the MLB. That's his bold prediction. I think you're right. Especially if you get over here early. There's a fastball swung on. It is tapped slowly over to first. Fielded neatly by Yasuki Oyama, the first baseman, and he's going to step on the bag, and that's going to retire Wu on a ground out to 3 for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Gekudo Wakabayashi. For Wakabayashi on the season, the right-handed hitting right fielder is batting .278. He's got a couple of homers and 10 RBIs. Our friend Vivid Life says, got a few bets in for tonight. Let's hope things go well today. I don't know what well for you will mean. There's the first pitch from Nishi. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Wakabayashi. Wakabayashi can run a little bit. He's got 20 stolen bases on the season. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down in front of the left fielder Itoi, and that is going to be a base hit here for Wakabayashi. So now we've got to keep our eyes on the base runner to see if he'll be in motion. Our friend Sauce-Up Game says he needs to come over in the next year before he blows up his arm out too much over there. Guys who are that usually get Tommy John eventually. I have to say that his throwing mechanics to me, and again, this is I haven't seen enough of him. I don't know if the elbow is a big challenge for him as much as it would be the shoulder. But that is just my opinion. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Brian O'Grady. He takes it for a called strike. So O'Grady up at the plate. He's batting .247 with 4 homers and 21 RBIs. He's hitting from the left side with Wakibayashi, the runner at first. Nishi gets the side from his catcher Sakamoto when he comes set at the chest. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses down, and the count is 1-1. Vivid Life says, I like the Tigers, Buffaloes, Eagles, and Marines tonight. And so he's got multiple stuff going on. I'll go back and give you my thoughts on all of those in just a moment. Obviously, I've given the edge to the Tigers. And here is a breaking ball, catches the inside corner. The count goes to 1-2 on O'Grady. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. You also said you like the Buffaloes tonight with Yamaoka pitching against Imanaga. That poses an interesting pitching, diving back in time as the brace runner Wakibayashi. So the other games, just taking a look at, see who the other starters are that you're calling out. You said you also like the Eagles and the Marines. The Marines, I probably would give them the odd. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to first. It's stepped on by Oyama. He throws down to second. It is going to be a tag play at second base. That is going to retire Wakibayashi. So that's going to be a double play. It's going to go as a 3-6 double play. And that takes care of O'Grady at first and Wakibayashi at second. And they unconventionally go 1-2-3 in the inning to the Lions. They got no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through a half inning. It is the Seibu Seibu Lions, nothing. The Hanshin Tigers coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. I'll give you the rest of my thoughts in just a couple moments. Glad you guys could be here with us tonight live. And for those who are on delay, we're appreciative of you too. Be right back, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game. And Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the order coming up for the Hanshin Tigers in the bottom half of the first inning. The left-hander Shunsuke Sato is completing his warm-up tosses. And we're ready to get this one back underway. It'll be Chikamoto, Nakano, and Oyama to face the young left-hander for the Seibu Seibu Lions. For Koji Chikamoto, he is hitting .267 on the season. He's got no homers, 7 runs batted in. The speedy centers fielder for the Tigers. He's also swiped 10 bases this year. And he's looking to get things started for the Tigers here in the bottom half of the first inning. So left-hander against the left-hander. Sato kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Chikamoto. Chikamoto batting from the left side. He's got an open stance. He stays right up on his toe, and then he has this big leg kick. He takes a breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Chikamoto. The lefty, Sato, works from the stretch. He kicks and delivers. It is a ground ball softly hit to the shortstop. It's fielded neatly by Takezawa. He throws to first. And Chikamoto is going to be retired on a ground out 6-3 for out number 1. That pitch there seemed to catch him right off the end of the bat. And he softly hit that one to short and easily retired by 3 or 4 steps was Chikamoto. It's going to bring up the shortstop Takuma Nakano. For Nakano on the season, he's hitting .275. He's got 3 homers and 11 RBIs. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. It's a beautiful day in Osaka. The temperature is 75 degrees at first pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses down to Nakano, and the count is 2-0. It's not a full house by any means, but it is a decent crowd. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that comes in at the knees, and the count now is 2-1 to Nakano. The wind is blowing at 9 miles per hour from the north-northwest. And there's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 2-2. So 2-2. Waggling the bat is the hitter Nakano, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and that's going to keep the count at 2-2. So 2-2. Sato ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses low. That runs the count to 3-2. So 3-2 to the shortstop Nakano. And here comes the payoff pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right field. It's in the corner. It's going to get down. If it's fair, it's trouble. And it is just going to go foul, only by a couple of feet. And that is Wakabayashi, who was racing over to try to cover it. We'll catch that one again as that ball was blistered down the right field line. And that ball just bounced foul into the corner. So we saw a couple of the games in Osaka at the Koshin Stadium last week when we called them. The outfield really narrows down as it gets down into the corners. There's not a lot of real estate. And that one just happened to bounce a little bit in foul territory. And there's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 3-2 to Nakano. So 3-2. Left-hander versus the left-hander, and here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to first. It's fielded by Yamakawa. It is flipped over to first to Sato, and the umpire has said safe. And we might have to get a look at this one on the replay, but the umpire said it was safe. Where he had caught it and he flipped it, he had to jump in the air to catch it. So Yamakawa makes a nice play. And then the underhand flip is in the air. Sato catches it and he comes down. That's why it looks like he has missed the base. When Sato came down, he went off the backside of the base, and Nakano is fortunate to be safe. I'm going to see how they're going to score that. I think that might be an error on the first baseman. And remember, we talked at the top of the stream that I felt that the Lions may have themselves a bit of a problem defensively on this dirt. Well, certainly the flips are not caused by the dirt. There's a first pitch fastball to Oyama that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. But I definitely would have not ruled that one a hit. But we're going to wait for the official score to give us the reasons. And we'll have that for you when it is available. So 1-0 to Oyama. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be driven into the seats foul over on the first base line. And the count is 1-1. So 1-1. And that is definitely an error charged to the first baseman Yamakawa. So that's how Nakano will be registered being aboard. So the official scorer has given us that information. And now Sato throws over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner Nakano. So 1-1. Oyama waggling the bat, waiting on the offering from Sato, who throws over to first base and getting back in time as the base runner. Sure looks like they really enjoy playing this game, some of the players in the Japanese league. As we watch it, they really have a good time with it. As the wind is blowing, looks like it's blowing out to right center field based on the flags that we're witnessing. So as we said, it's 9 miles an hour, but blowing out to right center. So here comes the 2-1 offering. Sato holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Oyama. Waiting on deck is Teruaki Sato, who leads the Tigers in home runs. He is looming on deck. Certainly that is one player that you don't want with a lot of ducks on the pond because he can put the ball right into the seats. We saw that last week. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to third. That is fielded by Wu. He throws to first. That's going to retire Oyama. He had no shot at second as the runner Nakano was in motion. That is a ground out 5-3 for out number 2. It advances Nakano over to second as they're able to stay out of the double play, and that's going to bring Teruaki Sato to the plate. And I think if I was here in this situation, I would pitch Sato very delicately. As we said, he's got the opportunity. He can turn on some pitches. For Sato on the season, he's batting .275. He's got those 12 homers and 29 runs batted in. So we've got a Sato versus Sato matchup. And the lefty Sato delivers to the left-handed hitting Sato. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Teruaki Sato. I don't think there's any relation, as you do see that name often in the lineups for many teams. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is 1-1. I wonder if Sato and Smith in the English world or Schmidt in the German world would be similar type of surnames in terms of the number of people. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Sato delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. They do have the open base at first base, so it's not necessary that they have to deliver to this left-hander. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is to Teruaki Sato. And here comes the 2-1 offering. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-2. The crowd is in good voice in Osaka. The fans are chanting and they're holding their signs. So here comes the 2-2 pitch from Sato. He checks the runner Nakano at second. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on its tap foul just past the third base coach's box, and the count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. The big left-handed stick Sato waggles his bat, and he's ready to get the offering from the Seibu left-hander. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. That keeps the count at 2-2. I was talking last week about the field in the Koshin Stadium in Osaka, the all-dirt infield. Very fascinating. You see some of the dirt infields on some of the alternate sites that the teams had played on. We saw the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks had a couple of games at one of the alternate stadiums, and there's a breaking ball swung on it. It's tapped slowly over to first. Yamakawa fields it. He steps on the base, and that is going to do it here for the 3rd out of the inning. The Tigers are retired here in their half of the first inning. There was no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 1 complete. That is the Saitama Seibu Lions nothing, the Hanshin Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in 60 seconds after this. What they call the top of the 2nd inning. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff, or other sports. We have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you there, Steve. And we are moving to the top of the second inning. It is going to be the heart of the Seibu Lions batting order to come up to face the right-hander Yuki Nishi, and that means it's going to be Hataka Yamakawa, Tomoya Mori, and Ito. For Yamakawa, he's having an outstanding season. He's batting .331. He's got 16 homers and 36 runs batted in. The big right-handed hitting first baseman off to a great start. And so he bats facing Nishi as Nishi rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. This is the top of the second inning. We'll have to update our banner for you. And while we do that, here comes the second offering from Nishi. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is turned on. It's hit to deep left field, and this ball is going to be gone. A home run for Yamakawa. It's going to be his second of the season, 17th of the season here in the top of the second inning. And that is going to put the Lions up on top 1-0. The big fella is rounding the bases, and he is open to scoring for the Lions here in the top of the second inning. So a home run to lead off the inning by Yamakawa. That is going to bring up Tomoya Mori. For Mori on the season, he's hitting .174 with no homers and 3 RBIs. Mori had hurt himself early on. Apparently, the word on the street is that he had either punched the wall or punched his helmet and ended up breaking a bone in his hand out of pure frustration. But he is back in the lineup now, and the first pitch delivered to him was a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1. So he's missed a number of games this year. And that ball was an absolute no-doubter. And the part that was interesting is to go back to the Yamakawa home run. It was a fastball to Mori that misses outside. The count's 1-1. That ball was a pretty good pitch by Nishi. It was down at the knees, middle in, and he absolutely turned on it. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike by Mori, and the count is now 1-2. So sometimes as a pitcher, you just have to tip your hat and say, hey, that was a great job. I made a great pitch, and that's exactly what Nishi did, but that thing was deposited right into the left field stands. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away by Mori, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tomoya Mori. Nishi rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Mori is retired on strikes for out number 1. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Ito. For Ito today, he is batting .241. He's got a couple homers and 7 RBIs. He gets the nod in center field tonight. So I can't remember seeing Ito play in center. Mainly see him play in right field. But I do like the way that he plays the position fundamentally. Does a pretty good job of coming through the baseballs. So here comes the first offering from Nishi. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Ito. Nishi rocks into the motion. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1. Nishi ready to go back to work quickly, but Ito had stepped out of the box to reset himself. And here comes the 1-1 offering. Nishi rocks into the windup. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that swung on and missed. And the count is now 1-2 to Ito. The second baseman, Tanasaki, waits his turn on deck. There is a fastball swung on. It is tap foul over on the third base side, and the count remains at 1-2 to Ito. Nishi rubs up a new baseball, and he's ready to go back at it. He gets the sign from his catcher, Sakamoto, and now he's rocking into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly over to the second baseman. It's neatly fielded by Itohara. He flips it to first, and that is going to retire Ito on a ground out 4-3 for out number 2. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Shuta Tanasaki. For Tanasaki on the season, he's batting .221. He's got a homer and 12 RBIs. He's facing Anishi for the first time today. He bats from the right side. Right-hander against the right-hander, and Nishi rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Nishi, with nobody on, wastes a little time, and there's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count now goes to 2-0. So that long home run by Yamakawa that opens the scoring here is the difference in the ball game. And there is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 3-0. I certainly don't want to be walking the 7 and the 8 hitters. They're in that spot in the lineup for a reason. Tanasaki's average has slipped progressively through the season. We saw him early in the year when he got off to a pretty good start. There's the fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1 to Tanasaki. We will do the out-of-town scoreboard update after the 5th inning, and we'll keep you up to date. There's a fastball swung on. This is grounded through the 6th hole into right field, and Tanasaki's got himself a single with 2 away, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Natsuo Takizawa. For Takizawa on the season, he's batting .261. He's got no homers and 3 RBIs. He gets the nod at shortstop tonight. And he is batting in the 8th spot. So the runner, Tanasaki, establishes his lead at first. And the left-handed hitting Takizawa at the plate facing the right-hander Nishi. Nishi gets the sign. He holds at the belt. And he raises to his chest, and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Sometimes it's difficult to get all the, or at least a feel for what the umpires are going to be calling with the camera. It's quite offset in Osaka at this game where the Tigers are calling home. There's a fastball that swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. So you don't always get the true angle sometimes that you think is the fastball, that maybe it's over for a strike, because it's just that much offset. So here's the 1-1 pitch. And Nishi kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul just past the first base coach's box, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Takizawa. So here comes the 1-2 offering as Nishi comes set again. And he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. It is dropped by the catcher, but he applies the tag. Does Sakamoto, and that is going to retire Takizawa for the 3rd out of the inning. There was 1 run in the inning on a home run by Yamakawa. There was 1 hit. Check that, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We are now through 1.5. It is the Seibu Seibu Lions 1, the Hanshin Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with the bottom of the 2nd inning. We're glad you guys could be with us. Here's our friend Matt.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right. if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call at the bottom of the second inning. Stick around, everybody. 1-0 Lions over the Tigers. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Hanshin lineup coming up to face Shinsuke Sato, and that means it's going to be Yoshio Itoi, Kento Itohara, and Dan Onodera. And it is the home run by the first baseman Hotaka Yamakawa that is the difference, as you got the Lions out in front. That's home run number 17. So Itoi steps up to the plate. On the season, he's batting .260. He's got 3 homers and 22 RBIs, and he takes a first pitch fastball inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. And we got Ryan in the house tonight. Welcome, Ryan. And there's a breaking ball that misses down the way, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to the left-handed hitting Itoi. Sato rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Sato again rocks the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball. Take it for a called strike. And the count is 3-1. We noticed that in some of the other games that the away teams have really traveled well, especially the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. There's a fastball that is swung on. It is popped up over on the left side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is the shortstop Takizawa. He makes the grab, and that's going to retire Itoi for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Kento Itohara. And our friend Ryan says, good morning, East Coast. And it is in the morning in the East Coast. It is a little later, of course, than it is on the West Coast, 5:34 Eastern time. There's a first pitch breaking ball delivered to Itohara, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kento Itohara. Sato wastes very little time with nobody on base. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded to the shortstop, Takizawa. He's moving to his left. He fields it. He throws to first, and that's going to be a ground out, 6-3 for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Dan Onodera. For Onodera, he's hitting .174 on the season. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. He gets the nod tonight in right field for the Tigers. There are no import players in the starting lineup tonight for Hanshin. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in. The count is 1-0. Last week, we saw Jeffrey Marte leave the game in the first inning. We haven't got any updates at our end to see where he's at with his recovery. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Onodera. There's a breaking ball that's delivered outside. The home plate umpire said he didn't go. They appealed down to first, and the first base umpire agreed, and it is ball 2 to Onodera. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in. The count is now 3-1. Friend Troy is in the house, and he says that he hopes that the Tigers could sign Roki Sasaki. They could sure use him. There's a fastball delivered from Sato that misses upstairs, and Onodera is aboard with a 2-out walk. That's going to bring up the catcher, Seishiro Sakamoto. Yeah, it would definitely be a deadly combination, the duo of Sasaki and Skubal. It would be a right-left knockout punch. But I just have a feeling even though I am a Tiger fan, they're going to have to spend a little bit of money, that is Detroit, to entice free agents to come. And I really don't know if the Tigers are going to spend enough money for them to come. So here comes the right-handed stick of Sakamoto facing Sato. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I say that because I remember when Detroit had originally went out and signed, I think it was Pudge Rodriguez, and then they started to sign some other players to bring them in, like Maglio Ordonez and different ones. There was a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2 to Sakamoto. So sometimes you have to overpay a little bit, especially in your rebuild when you bring some of those free agents in. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but it's usually the case. So here comes the 0-2 offering to Sakamoto. And that's a fastball that almost gets away from the catcher, Mori. Nice play by him to stop it from going to the backstop, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Sato gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to work. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And Sakamoto goes down on strikes for out number 2. So there were no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, but there was a runner left aboard. We are now through 2 complete. It is the Seibu Seibu Lions 1, the Hanshin Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the top of the 3rd inning. Glad you all are with us. Here's our friend Steve again.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Thanks a lot, Steve. The sun is going down in Osaka, and it is almost ready for the lights to take effect. It is a beautiful sunset in Japan this evening, just going down over the mountains. And it is going to be the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order for the Seibu Seibu Lions. It'll be the pitcher Sato, then it'll be Ninting Wu and Gakudo Wakabayashi. So 9-1-2 in the batting order. On the season so far, Sato is 0 for 1, as we know that the Pacific League only uses the DH. The pitchers get to bat in the Central League, and here's the first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So old school National League style baseball for the North American audience who appreciates the game how it used to be played. And there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We are here in the top of the 3rd inning. Just have to catch up a little bit on our stuff here. We sometimes try to get away and grab a drink in the in-between, and there's a fastball swung on and missed. It's going to run the count to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nishi delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. And Sato is retired for out number 1 here in the 3rd inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the 3rd baseman, Ninting Wu. For Wu, He's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to the first baseman his first time up. He gets the nod at third base tonight. And here's the first offering from the right-hander Nishi that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. I will say this, there is a pretty good pitch mix for Yuki Nishi. He really keeps the hitters off balance. There is a breaking ball swung on it. It's tapped back to Nishi. He fields it. He underhands it over to first. And that is going to retire Wu on a ground out 1-3 for out number 2. And that's going to leave it all up to Gakuto Wakabayashi. For Wakabayashi on the evening, he is 1 for 1. He was erased on that double play by Brian O'Grady, grounded into in the first inning. He has got some wheels. He gets the start in right field. He's got 20 stolen bases already on the young season. So Nishi rocks into the motion, and he kicks and fires. It is a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. Nishi doesn't waste any time as he gets the ball back, and he's ready to deliver again. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Wakabayashi. See how that Nishi wants to set him up to put him away. Here comes the 0-2 offering. There's a breaking ball that misses well off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. Curious to see if they're going to come back inside or maybe up and into the righty now. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that is middle in, and he turns on it and hammers it foul down the left field line. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. Although that's where the pitch was located, I don't think it was really where the catcher wanted it. Catcher looked like he was working middle away. So here we go again. There's the 1-2 offering. It is lined back off the pitcher. It's barehanded by the shortstop. The throw over to first is not going to be in time to get the speedy Wakabayashi. In my books, that's going to be an infield single. That's going to be Wakabayashi's second hit of the ball game, and that is going to bring up Brian O'Grady. We're just going to get a replay of this because it did come back. It just went off the pitcher's glove, deflected over to the shortstop. I don't think if Nishi doesn't touch it, I think that ball goes right up the middle. But it did slow it down for the shortstop. He had to change a little bit of direction to come in to get him. We watched the replay over at first base. We're going to see if there might be a challenge on that. And there could be a case if the Tigers decide to go upstairs to challenge this. They might have a case on their hands here, but we're going to have to see what they're going to do here. We're going to check to see if that is the case. But as we watch the play here, it was a bang-bang play at first base. The first base umpire said he was safe. But as we get the replay over here, that's what they are doing. They're going to check on this. The slow motion replay frame by frame. And I think they got him. I'll have to wait and see what their ruling is going to be. But as far as I'm concerned, the Lions will be done. So I'll just hang tight for a second here. We're going to see if we're right or not. And if that is the case, we'll have to take that single off the board for Wakabayashi. It'll go down as a ground out 6-3. We do appreciate you guys sticking with us tonight. As we mentioned, we're going to be back on the airwaves tomorrow through YouTube and on Thursday morning as well. We'll be calling these same two teams. We're going to do this entire series of the Lions and the Tigers. At the iconic Koshin Stadium is where this game is being played. Just outside of Osaka. I say just outside. It's technically in Osaka, but it's a couple train stations away from Osaka Station. If you've ever had a chance to get to Osaka, it's a big, sprawling metropolis where the modern fixtures and old fixtures, they've done a pretty good job with the architecture to blend in the old with the new, or at least in my opinion, they do. I've had a chance to visit Osaka. Spent a few nights there. I stayed in a place just outside called Tsukamoto. And it wasn't that far away. It was one train right away. And the umpires have come out after making their decision. And that is going to be an out. It's going to go down as a ground out, 6-3. And that is going to erase Wakabayashi for the third out of the inning. So that's a good reason for the replays, as that has overruled the play. So there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 2.5 innings. It is the Seibu Seibu Lions 1, the Hanshin Tigers 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with the call at the bottom of the third inning. Here is our friend Steve again.
Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you, a clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching Last Reps Baseball. And please continue to support my channel among others, like Another Hollis Build. Awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this, getting started, has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Reps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you. And I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
Appreciate you, Steve. And we are coming back for the bottom half of the third inning. It's going to be the 9-1-2 hitters in the Hanshin batting order. It'll be Yuki Nishi, Koji Chikamoto, and Takuma Nakano. For Yuki Nishi, he's batting .059 on the season. He's 1 for 17 at the plate. And Sato kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside for ball 1. Nishi had actually stepped backwards almost out of the box, as he wasn't ready for the offering from the lefty. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and again he steps backwards. And again, the pitch misses upstairs, and it's 2-0. I don't know if this is a strategy by Nishi, if he has no interest in swinging the bat, or if he's just not used to seeing the pause of the left-handed pitcher. He's facing it again. He pauses again, and again he takes a fastball upstairs, and the count is 3-0. So some gamesmanship going on here by the opposing pitcher who's got the bat in his hands for the Tigers. Here's the 3-0 offering, and again, he steps back, and the count is 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Yuki Nishi. And again, he does it, and this time he takes it again for a call and strike. So Nishi has about 0 interest in swinging the bat here. He is just stepping out. And here comes the 3-2 pitch, and there's a fastball that he swings at that's about 6 inches off the plate and misses. And Sato has retired him for out number 1, so he went 3-0 and then came all the way back to retire Nishi for the first out of the innings. So 1 up and 1 away. I'll bring up the top of the order, Koji Chikamoto. And it's also going to bring out Tomoya Mori to the mound to have a chat with his young left-hander. So possibly he may have seen something that possibly might have some bearing or some interest that he needs to take care of. So Chikamoto comes to the plate. He is 0 for 1 today. He grounded to the shortstop his first time up. The speedy center fielder waits on the first pitch from Sato. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Sato rocks into the motion. He delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count goes even at 1-1. So Chikamoto will be followed by Nakano here. And there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded foul over on the first base side. And that runs the count now to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Sato again goes back to the motion and delivers a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. And here comes the 2-2 offering from Sato. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count runs to 3-2. We're just peeking at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll give you a comprehensive rundown after the fifth inning, or what we like to call our Japanese halftime. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to short. It is fielded. It throws across the diamond, does Takezawa. It bounces and gets away from Yamakawa. The batter runner is going to be safe. It's going to be an infield single for Chikamoto, as he was able to beat that one out. The ball was in the dirt, and it ended up getting by the first baseman. As we catch the replay on that, it was a tough play. The shortstop had to range to his right, had to really fire on the brakes, and then he threw over to first. The ball was in the dirt, and it got away from Yamakawa. But backing up on the play was the catcher, Mori, and he was able to grab that one. Chikamoto really, I don't think, did a great job of base running. He just ran through the base, and he kind of ran off into the sunset. And so here comes the first pitch to the left-handed hitting Nakano, and he takes it for a ball. Ball one. Nakano reached bases first time up on an error by the first baseman. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball. Take it for a called strike. I said the first pitch was a ball. It was actually a called strike, and it's now 0-2 to Nakano. Sometimes the umpire goes up with the hand a little bit slower, or we don't always catch it that quick. So here comes the 0-2 offering. There's a fastball. Take it for a called third strike. And Nakano is gone for out number 2 here in the third inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Yasuki Oyama. So some very good pitch efficiency here by the left-hander Sato. He's been able to get ahead in the count, be able to fill up the zone with strikes. And that is going to retire Nakano for out number 2, and that's going to bring up Yasuki Oyama. So here comes the offering to Oyama. It's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. So we got Sevi in the house. He's asking, who do you think will win? They throw over to first base, and getting back in time is the base runner Chikamoto. Well, in my opinion, in this game, and I offered up at the beginning of the stream, I think the Hanshin Tigers are going to win this one, even though they're down 1-0 right now. And throwing over to first base again is Sato, and getting back in time is Chikamoto. Chikamoto is somebody they should be concerned about. He's got 10 stolen bases on the season. He does run rather well. So here comes the 0-1 offering to Oyama, and instead they throw back to first, and back in time is Chikamoto. I just prefer the pitching matchup tonight, for one, and for two, I also like the fact that the Tigers playing at home versus the Lions playing at home, and there's a fastball that is taken for a ball inside. Mori fires down to second, and they get they get Chikamoto caught stealing 2-6 for out number 3. And that is going to do it here for the Tigers in their half of the third inning. They had no runs in the inning. There was 1 hit. There was no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 3 complete. It is the Seibu Seibu Lions 1, the Hanshin Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Glad you guys are with us. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Straps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie and Last Straps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you could see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right. That's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Roddy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Reps Baseball.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check out his channel after the game. He will always keep you entertained in all kinds of wacky and zany things. His brother's got the Takeover Tuesday already up, so the video for today is live and present. It's going to bring up the left fielder, Brian O'Grady. It'll be O'Grady, Yamakawa, and Mori to face the right-hander Yuki Nishi here in the top of the fourth inning. And the first pitch to O'Grady is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. So O'Grady entered the game tonight hitting .247. He's got 4 homers and 21 runs batted in, and there is a fastball swung on its belted foul. It reaches the seats down the right field line, and the count remains at 0-2. Nishi gets the sign from his catcher, Sakamoto, and he rocks into the windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, this time into the seats over on the third base side. The count remains at 0-2. The wind has died down quite a bit. When the ball game started, it was blowing out to right center field at about 9 miles an hour. But with the sun setting, the wind has calmed down. The lights are just starting to take effect, and there is a fastball swung on and missed. And O'Grady is retired on strikes for the first out here in the fourth inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up the first baseman, Hataka Yamakawa. That was the 4th strikeout of the ballgame by Nishi. He has been very economical and very effective. The only mistake so far that he's made has been that solo shot by Yamakawa. And that is who he's facing right now. Here comes the first offering. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Yamakawa. He holds the bat way above his head. And then as Nishi rocks into the windup, he drops him down, and there is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Yamakawa's a big fella. They do have the Lions fans in attendance tonight in the Hanshin Stadium, but I can say that the contingent is not as large as some of the other ones we've seen in the other series. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1 to Yamakawa. The traveling crowd for the Hiroshima Toyo Carp in Fukuoka was quite large last week. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 3-1. So some of the teams, it looks like, travel a little bit better than some of the others. So here comes the 3-1 offering. There's a fastball swung on, and this ball is going to be lined into left center field. It's going to get down in front of the center fielder, Chikamoto, and he is going to fire it back in. But Yamakawa's got his second hit of the ball game. He is 2 for 2 now. He's got the home run with the only run, and he's got himself a single now. That's going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. We were taking a look a couple of weeks ago at cycles that have been hit in the NPB. I'd be curious to know who was the last player to hit a cycle in the Hanshin Stadium. I would think that singles, doubles, and home runs would be aplenty, but I'm not sure where you're going to be able to hit that triple in this particular park. So there's the first pitch fastball delivered to Mori, and he takes it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. For Mori tonight, he struck out his first time up. He is 0 for 1 on the evening. So right-hander against the left-hander. Nishi gets his sign from his catcher Sakamoto. And instead of the offering, Nishi steps off the rubber, and he's going to do this all over again. So Mori digs in. He's waiting on the right-hander Nishi to deliver, and he kicks and fires. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. Mori, I'm sure, is not happy with himself. Yuki Nishi, of course, a pretty decent starter and considered the ace of the staff, of the Tiger staff. And there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 6-hole into left field, and that is going to move Yamakawa over to second. Mori has got himself a single with 2 outs. That pitch was way too good. The catcher was set up off the plate almost in the right-handed batter's box. And that was a 2-seam fastball that ended up staying right over the heart of the plate, never had enough backdoor run on it. And that ball was hit the other way, and it is now going to be runners at first and second with Ito coming to bat. So for Ito today, he is 0 for 1. He grounded out to second base his first time up. He gets the nod in center field tonight. As we said before, we've seen him play a lot in right field. But I don't think I've ever seen him play where he's been in center field. But he definitely can patrol the right field position pretty good. So one away here in the 4th inning. Nishi gets the sign from his catcher Sakamoto, and he's ready to get back in business here and go to work. He checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0 to Ito. Ito does have a little bit of juice in the bat. He's got a couple of home runs this season. Here comes the 1-0 offering. And it is a breaking ball swung on and tap foul, and the count is now 1-1 to Ito. I think when the grounds crew comes out to do a sweep off next time, we're going to need to do our own 7th inning stretch. We instead went away from the coffee tonight to the hot chocolate to keep us going. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ito. The infield is in double play depth. They're looking to get themselves 2 for the price of 1 here if they can. It will be a tough player to double up. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and there's a breaking ball that misses outside. And the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Ito. The big fellow Yamakawa gets his lead at second base. He has accounted for the only run of the ball game thus far, as he deposited a solo shot his first time up, and there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to third, over to second for 1, back to first. It's not in time. I didn't like the way that they turned that. Sato, it looked like it took him forever to get the ball out of the glove, even though the throw was pretty decent down to second base. We watch it again. It looked like he had just hesitated. That was enough to allow the batter runner Ito to beat it out. It'll go down as a fielder's choice to erase Mori at second. That'll be a 5-4 on the putout. Yamakawa is going to come all the way to third. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Shuta Tonosaki. For Tonosaki tonight, he singled his first time up, but he was stranded at first base. So Nishi gets the sign from his catcher Sakamoto, and he's ready to go back to work. He holds at the belt. He raises to his chest, and he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses well off the plate. And the count is 1-0. There is a 2 away here in the top half of the 4th inning. The Lions are threatening again. They got runners on the corners. And here comes the 1-0 offering from the righty Nishi. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that catches the inside corner. A really late call by the umpire. We didn't think that was going to get there or not, but eventually he came up the right hand. Did catch the corner, but I thought it was a little bit up in the zone. So 1 ball and 1 strike. There's 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning. Ishii gets the sign from his catcher, Sakamoto. He holds set at the chest. And instead, he steps off, and the runners all have to hold. The Tigers are anticipating some shenanigans here, one would think. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Tanasaki. Nishi holds at the belt, and then he raises to his chest. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1. So I can say that this is not the most sharp Yuki Nishi we've witnessed. Certainly last week it looked like he was had better command of his pitches. So here comes the 2-1 offering. Nishi kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is popped up in the infield. It's playable. It's in foul territory, and Sakamoto comes over, makes the catch. But that ball handcuffed him. It looked like he almost was going to drop it as he's kind of got that look of relief as he looks over to the bench. So for the Lions in their half of the inning, there was no runs. There were 2 hits. No errors, and 2 runners left aboard. Nishi successfully was able to get out of that jam. Through 3.5 innings, it is still a 1-0 Saitama Seibu Lions lead on the home run by Yamakawa. We'll be back after this in just a couple moments, everybody. We're glad you guys could be here. Here's one of our memories. Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising to the bottom half of the 4th inning, and it is a 1-0 Saitama Seibu Lions lead. It's going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up. Yasuki Oyama, Teraraki Sato, and Yoshio Itoi. And they're going to be facing the left-hander for the Seibu Lions. It is Shinsuke Sato. And here's the first pitch to Oyama, and it is a fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-0. Oyama was at the plate last inning when Koji Chikamoto was caught stealing. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the right side. Moving over underneath it is the second baseman, Takezawa. He makes the catch. Or check that, it was Tanasaki who's the second baseman there. Takezawa is the shortstop. And Oyama is retired for out number 1. Our friend Troy says pretty low scoring and good pitching so far. Yeah, absolutely. The Nishi is kind of considered the ace of the staff for the Hanshin Tigers. And Sato has been very impressive tonight for the Lions. I'm curious to see where both of these pitchers start to falter. Usually as the game goes on, either their velo drops or their accuracy starts to drop. There's a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1 to Sato. So Sato batting from the left side, waiting on the offering from the lefty. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. So the Sato versus Sato matchup is fully on underway, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 1-2. So far, the pitcher for the Lions is winning this battle of the Satos. He was able to induce the Hanshin Tigers Sato to ground out to first base his first time up. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball that just misses, and the count is now 2-2. So Sato versus Sato kind of reminds me of the old Mad magazines where they would have spy versus spy. So here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 2-2. I don't know why it reminds me of that, but maybe because of the last names, and probably make for some good entertainment. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. And here's the offering from Sato to Sato. It's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul just past the first base coach's box. Keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The lights have now taken effect pretty much fully with the Tigers. The wind has blown down quite a bit since the start of the game. There's a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2. It is the bottom of the 4th inning at the Koshin Stadium. We are pleased to be bringing you this one. We are definitely going to need some coffee or a little bit something stronger than the hot chocolate we had here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It has popped up, but it is going to reach the seats behind the third base dugout, and that's going to still keep the count at 2-2. This is going to be pitch number 9 in our books coming up to Sato. He's been able to work the counterpart for the Lions and of his namesake pretty well here. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. And there's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. And round 2 goes to the Lions Sato as he is able to take care of the Hanshin Tiger Sato for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the left fielder Yoshio Itoi. For Itoi tonight, he is 0 for 1. He popped to the shortstop his first time up. And here's the first offering from Sato. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. And there's a fastball that delivers upstairs, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Itoi. And there is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and now the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yoshio Itoi. So here comes the 1-2 offering. And it's a breaking ball that just misses inside. It backed Itoi off the plate as he sold it, but very interesting. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is to Itoi. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly to third. Fielded by Ning-Ting Wu. He throws across the diamond. And that is going to do it for Itoi on a ground out 5-3 for out number 3 here in the 4th inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, And nobody left the board. Your score after 4 completed is the Seibu Lions 1, the Hanshin Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We're going to do our own little 7th inning stretch. We got to get the kinks out, the cobwebs out, and you guys got a little Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We are moving to the top of the 5th inning. It is a 1-0 ball game for the Seibu Lions. The only run has come in the form of a solo home run by the first baseman Yamakawa back in the 2nd inning. He has been moving along at a pretty good clip. We definitely don't want to jinx ourselves. So for the Lions, it's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. It is going to be Natsuo Takezawa, who is the starting shortstop today. It'll be followed by Sato and Wu. And Nishi ready to go to work as he rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. This game has had a great clip to it. Some pretty good pitching, and not just here, but pretty much around the whole NPB tonight. A lot of good pitching going on. There's a fastball swung on, and that is tap foul. We'll give you the full out-of-town scoreboard after the 5th inning. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Takezawa. Takezawa entered the game batting .261 on the season. He takes a fastball on the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2. He's got no homers and 3 runs batted in on the year. So Nishi rocks into the motion. He kicks and fires. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Takezawa has gone for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the pitcher, Shinsuke Sato. For Sato tonight, he is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. As with interleague play, this is only his 3rd at-bat of the season. And there is a fastball swung on and grounded foul. And the count is no balls and 1 strike to Sato. We were commenting the other day about one of the cart players wearing glasses to hit. Well, Sato has those rec specs on. There's a fastball that misses outside. Counts 1-1. Nishi rocks and delivers. There's a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2. We noted that you don't see a lot of players, even in Major League Baseball, wearing glasses, and certainly here, this is the 2nd one we've seen in a week in the Japanese League, and there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 2-2. Of course, Sato is a pitcher. It's probably best that he has him for his sights where to aim, and there's a fastball swung on and missed. And Sato is gone for out number 2 here in the 5th inning. It's going to leave it all up to Ning-Ting Wu. For Wu on the evening, he is 0 for 2. He's grounded to first, and he's grounded back to the pitcher. So the Alliance tonight actually have 5 hits in the first 4 innings. They just haven't been able to do much with it other than the home run by Yamakawa. So here comes the first offering to Wu. And Nishi kicks and delivers, and they take a fastball outside for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Wu kind of had a breakout season last year for the Lions. Got a chance to get some more regular playing time as he takes a breaking ball outside for a ball, and the count is 1-1. He was able to get into the lineup last year on a regular basis, or what we would call a more regular basis, as that pitch misses outside, and the count is now 2-1. He had 425 at-bats, by far the most in his NPB career. As a fastball swung on and fouled away, it's going to reach the seats behind the third base dugout. The count is now 2-2. Whereas his previous high for at-bats was in the 2020 season, where he only had 44 at-bats. So Nishi rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's popped up. It's behind home plate. It's going to just drift into the seats away from Sakamoto, and that is going to keep the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ning-Ting Wu. Should Wu happen to get on, it'll be Gakuto Wakabayashi who waits his turn on deck. Our friend Vivid Life says, luck has it, every team he bet on is down. I'm glad I'm not super obsessed with betting or anything. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded off the pitcher, and it's going to squirt by the second baseman as well. And that looks like it's going to be a base hit for Wu. It's the second time tonight that Nishi has been hit with a comebacker of some variety. It was a ground ball off the glove to the glove side. He slowed it down. He would have been better off just letting it go through, because I'm pretty sure at that point the second baseman would have been able to make the play. But he just sort of threw his glove out there, and the next thing you know, it sort of dribbles over to second base. The second baseman really had to charge the ball. That is Itohara. And he barehanded it and threw to first, but it was unable to get Wu. That's going to be a base hit for him. So here's Nishi back to work, and he delivers a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into shallow center field. Coming in on it is Chikamoto. He makes the grab, and that is going to do it for out number 3 here in the 5th inning. So for the Seibu Seibu Lions in their half of the 5th, there was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 4.5. It is the Seibu Seibu Lions 1, the Hanshin Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with the call of the bottom of the 5th inning. Glad you're here. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 5th inning, and this game is skipping along at a pretty good pace. It'll be Kento Itohara, Dan Onodera, and Seishiro Sakamoto, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Tigers' batting order, to face the left-handed throwing Shinsuke Sato. Sato tonight has been brilliant. In fact, both pitchers have been really, really strong. Sato, for his 4 innings of work, he's been able to sit down 4 batters via strikes. He has allowed 1 hit, and it was to Koji Chikamoto back in the 3rd inning. It was later erased on a caught stealing attempt. But outside of that, there's only been a couple of base runners other than that Chikamoto single. So Kento Itohara gets ready to step in. He grounded the shortstop his first time up. And here's the first offering from the lefty Sato, and it has hit him with a fastball inside. And it's right off the arm, and he's not happy, you could tell. He's going to give himself, he had body armor all on that right elbow, or just above the right elbow. But I think that might have got him just a little bit above it. So the protection doesn't work, and that is going to be a hit by pitch. And Itohara is aboard. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Dan Onodera. So Itohara, the runner at first, Onodera at the plate. Onodera is 0 for 0 tonight. He walked his first time up. So here comes the first pitch offering, but instead they throw over to first base, and scampering back in time is Itohara. We'll take a little break on the in-between here, and then we'll give you that out-of-town scoreboard after the fifth inning. As we're here in the bottom of the fifth, there's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 1-0 to Onodera. Our ticker is a little bit behind. We'll make sure that that is up to speed for everybody. The score still is 1-0 for the Lions in the bottom of the fifth inning. Here's the pitch from Sato. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Left-hander Sato ready to deliver to the right-handed hitting Onodera. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and that's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Onodera. Sato holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats. It's behind the first base dugout. The count goes even to 2-2. The crowd in Hanshin, they've got their thunder sticks going. They're making their noise, cheering on their hometown Tigers. Here comes the 2-2 offering. And Sato kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. Lifted foul over on the first base side, but it's going to reach the seats. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is to the right-handed hitting Onodera. So Sato ready to deliver. He works from the stretch position. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is chopped to short. Over to second for 1. Back to first. And it is going to be a double play. And that is going to end the inning. Or nope, that's actually going to be the first 2 outs of the inning. So it's a 6-4-3. So we're going to mark that down in our books as Itohara is erased at second. Onodera is gone at first base. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Seishiro Sakamoto. I have to say that in the Tigers lineup, they've got a few hitters in my eyes that are pretty much dead outs. I don't know if I've seen Onodera do anything, and certainly Sakamoto on the season is only hitting 180. And then, of course, you got the pitcher spot at the bottom part of the order. So if they can't get any production from 7, 8, and 9, it's going to be a long night. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball that misses below the knees, and the count is now 2-0 to Sakamoto. That was definitely a pitch that would have been favorable for the catcher. And here's the 2-0 pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is belted foul down the left field line. And it is going to run the count now to 2-1 on the Hanshin catcher. As we get the overhead view, got to like that view, especially over top. You're basically right there perched to see what that pitch is. Here's the 2-1 offering. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-2. So you could see if the pitch was middle or middle in. I like that extra view from the above camera, if that pitch was off the plate or not. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is to Sakamoto. There's 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. He waggles the bat. And he waits on the offering here from Sato, who kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 3-2. Definitely don't want to lose the catcher here, because if you can get this guy out, then it just brings the pitcher to lead off the next inning. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Sakamoto, and here's the offering. It's a breaking ball swung on it is chop foul just over by the third base bag. Idaho fields it in foul territory, but that's going to keep the count at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Sakamoto. As a reminder, we will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow. The same 2 teams. We're going to call it tonight, tomorrow, and on Thursday. So hopefully you can join us for all the action. Here's the 3-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on it. This one's fouled away. It's going to reach the seats, and the count remains at 3-2. We haven't quite decided what we're going to do for our weekend games. We'll get that a little bit closer as it moves along, but we will be calling the games on Thursday and Friday. So here's the 3-2 pitch. And there's a fastball that misses inside, and that is going to be ball 4. And Sakamoto has got himself a base on balls here with 2 away, and that's going to bring up the pitcher, Yuki Nishi. For Nishi tonight, he is 0 for 1. He had one of the most uncompetitive at-bats I've seen in a while. It almost looked like Taijuan Walker a few years ago when he was with the New York Mets. He basically had no interest in swinging the bat. Well, that could be said about Yuki Nishi until the very last pitch of that sequence his last time up. So here comes the first offering from Sato. That's a fastball swung on it, is popped up. It's playable. It's on the third base side. Camping out underneath it is the third baseman for the Lions, Niting Wu. He's going to make the grab, and that is going to do it for the Tigers in their half of the 5th inning. So for the Hanshin Tigers, they had no runs. They had no hits. There was 1 runner left on base. There were no errors in the inning. And that is now through 5 innings. It is the Hanshin Tigers trailing the Seibu Seibu Lions 1-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a moment, but we're going to do our out-of-town scoreboard once we return after this from our friend Matt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you, Matt, and everybody that's listening in tonight, or whether you're live or on delay. We are happy that you're here at Last Raps Baseball. Out-of-town scoreboard in the top of the 6th inning, the Murray Giants have a 1-0 lead over the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. 1-2-0 for the Giants, 0-6-0 for the Hawks. Matt Andrews, the former lot of things, but more recently the Angels and Red Sox pitcher. He is on the hill making his NPB debut for the Giants tonight. At the Jinju Stadium, also in Tokyo, the Yakult Swallows have a 1-0 lead over the Chibalote Marines. That game is in the top of the 6th as well. 1-4-0 for the Swallows, 0-5-0 for the Marines. In the bottom of the fifth inning, the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars have a 2-1 lead over the Oryx Buffaloes. 2-5-1 for Yokohama, 1-7-0 for Oryx. The Chinichi Dragons have a 1-0 lead over the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. 1-4-0 for Chinichi, 0-3-0 for the Eagles. And there's no score in the bottom of the sixth inning between the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters and Hiroshima Toyo Carp. Actually, that game's moving to the top of the seventh. 0-1-0 for the Fighters, 0-4-1 for the Carp. So the Carp, who come off an offensively challenged series against the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, have still not scored a run through 6 innings at home to the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. So there you have the out-of-town scoreboard. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the action in the 6th inning. Glad you guys are with us tonight. Hold tight.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, ooh, I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna...
Welcome back, everybody. We are about ready to embark on the top of the 6th inning as Yuki Nishi is completing his warm-up tosses. We are glad that you guys are with us here tonight. I will definitely have my A game on tomorrow night as it is the first one of the week. We sometimes are struggling to keep the coffee flowing here and the caffeine moving, but here we are. We've got Yuki Nishi to face Brian O'Grady. Nishi rocks into the motion. He kicks and he fires. There is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So our proverbial Japanese halftime is over, as it's O'Grady, Yamakawa, and Mori to face the right-hander Nishi. Nishi rocks into motion and delivers. There's a split finger pitch that swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2 to O'Grady. Nishi blows on his hand. He's ready to go back to work. There's a fastball that misses up and in on O'Grady, and the count is now 1-2. He spun him out of the way like a top. Not sure it necessarily required that type of a reaction. So here comes the 1-2 offering. That pitch is down in the dirt, and the count is now 2-2. So here's the 2-2 pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up into left center field. Racing over underneath it is Chikamoto, and he's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it for out number 1, and that is going to bring up the first baseman, and that is Otaka Yamakawa, who's got the only run of the ball game tonight, as he homered back in the 2nd inning. He is actually 2 for 2 tonight. He has a single and a home run. He's got the only run in this game so far. So Nishi rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1 ball and no strikes. So Nishi rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Yamakawa couldn't really believe it. Kind of must be thinking that looks kind of like it's a high school type fastball. So here comes the 1-1 offering. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Yamakawa. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is then into shallow center field. Coming underneath it is Chikamoto. He makes the grab. That is going to retire Yamakawa for the second out of the inning. Chikamoto's been busy as the last 3 outs of the ball game have been retired by the center fielder. He's definitely making his money tonight. So Yamakawa steps out of the way, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. For Mori, he is 1 for 2 today. He singled. He was erased on a fielder's choice, and he has struck out. So here's the first offering from Nishi. It is a fastball that misses down. The count is 0-1. And here comes the offering from Nishi. It is a fastball swung on, popped up. It's playable in the infield. Moving over is the shortstop, Kano. He's going to make the play. And that is going to do it here for the Lions in their half of the 6th. They go quietly 1-2-3. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is the Hanshin Tigers trailing the Seibu Lions 1-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this from our friends at Zero Fox.
Hey, welcome back. Thanks for checking out Last Reps. We had some winners in last month's mystery pack giveaway. The names right here, and maybe here are the winners. Make sure you are following the instructions on our other video to qualify this month for a pack of mystery cards from Zero Fox Sports Cards. Thanks for checking it out. Enjoy the ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitcher's duel at the Koshin Stadium tonight. It is a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Saitama Seibu Lions. It is 89 pitches for the lefty Sato. And he has been brilliant so far through his 5 innings of work. He's been able to keep the Tigers at bay. It is going to be the top of the order. It'll be Koji Chikamoto, Takuma Nakano, and Yosuke Oyama. We've got our friend Wintermaid in the house tonight. We welcome you. Thanks for popping in. So Chikamoto, Nakano, and Oyama here to get things going. And so here comes the first offering to Chikamoto. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. For Chikamoto tonight, he is 1 for 2. He singled his last time up, was caught stealing. There's a fastball swung on it, is lined right to the glove of the third baseman Wu, who makes the catch. And Chikamoto is gone for out number 1 here in the 5th inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Takuma Nakano. For Nakano tonight, he has reached on an error and struck out looking. He's officially 0 for 2. So here comes the lefty-lefty matchup, and the first pitch from Sato is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. And there is a breaking ball delivered to Nakano, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. And there is a pitch that's delivered. It's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into shallow left field. Ball's going to get down for a base hit, and Nakano is aboard with a 1-out single. That will bring up the first baseman, Yasuki Oyama. Wintermaid said he was planning to be here at 2 a.m. Couldn't drag myself out of bed, though. Just put $40 on the Tigers. Is that the Hanshin Tigers or the Detroit Tigers? Because I felt that it would be the Hanshin Tigers that would win this game today, although they're in the hole 1-0. I still think that they are probably going to come out on top in this one. The guy to get it going here is Oyama. We saw him play a couple times last week, and he was absolutely outstanding. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Yeah, I know the feeling winner made, but the good news is this game has been moving at a pretty good clip. I don't want to jinx myself. Maybe not as good as some of the other games in the NPB. And there's a fastball swung on. It is hammered foul down the left field line. And the count is now 0-2 to Oyama. It was definitely not a defensive swing, as he was trying to hammer that thing. Instead, he was a little bit long and ripped it foul. So no balls and 2 strikes to Oyama. The runner at first is Nakano, and Sano holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Oyama. The Tigers are looking to get this game caught back up to them, as the only run came in the second inning off the bat of Yamakawa. So here's the 1-2 pitch. Sato delivers. It's a fastball that just misses low. That runs the count to 2-2. As we mentioned earlier, the offset angle of the camera that we're getting here sometimes doesn't do it justice. But as we see the replay, the pitch looked good. However, the height of the pitch was probably what would have been in question. Mori did a pretty good job of framing the pitch. And throwing over to first base and diving back in time is the base runner, Nakano. So they're going to keep him in check for sure. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Oyama. And here's the pitch from Sato. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now runs to full, 3-2. Just as a reminder, we'll be back on again tomorrow night for the same 2 teams. We're going to do this whole series between the Tigers and Lions, and we'll make some decisions for the weekend of what we're going to do next. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Oyama. And here comes the offering from Sato. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left center field, moving back onto the warning track, but there's going to be room as the center fielder, Ito, and having to retreat all the way back to first base is the base runner, Nakano. But a long fly ball. He got a lot of people out of their seats, did Oyama. And our friend Winter Maid was probably jumping out of his as well, thinking that maybe this would have been the time the Tigers took the lead. But instead, it's just a long out, and that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, Teruki Sato. For Sato on the evening, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded out and struck out, but on the in-between, we do have a conference on the mound. As the left-hander, Sato, is going to be left in the ball game. Probably wanted to give him some advice on how to pitch to this big, young left-handed hitting Teruki Sato. So left-hander against the left-hander. So far in the battle of the Satos, it is 2-0 in favor of the pitcher for the Lions. He throws over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner Nakano. So here comes the offering. It's a fastball that misses up and into Teruki Sato. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So Sato leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher Mori. He's ready to go to work. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. So Sano waiting on the offering from the other Sato. And here comes the 2-0 pitch. That's a fastball swung on and grounded foul past the third base coach's box. It's going to keep the count at 2-1. I think we're going to have to get that next pot of coffee going, because even though we're in the bottom of the 6th inning here, we got 3 more to go, and it's going to be a bit of a struggle here tonight. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 2, or the count is now 2-2 to Sato. For those of you who are on the East Coast and just getting up in the morning, it's a little bit easier. We decided to stick around and stay through the night. Probably could have used a little bit of a nap there at some point. So here comes the 2-2 offering. It kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. And the count is now 3-2. I guess whatever we got to do to be able to stay awake here to get this one in live. We're glad you guys could be a part of it. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. They're not holding the runner at first. They backed off to give themselves the opportunity to potentially get themselves a ground ball. And here comes the 3-2 pitch. There is a fastball swung on it, is grounded softly over to second. They're going to have to hurry. They throw to first. It's not in time. This one may have to go to replay. We're going to have to take a peek at this one. And they're exactly going to do that. It is going to go to replay. So the runner, Sato, is right now safe at first base. Nakano ends up going all the way around to third as he was running on the pitch. But they're going to go up and have a look at it on the video-assisted referee and come back with a decision. Once we get the replays queued up, we'll let you know what our thoughts are. But it's been a tough night at the office for the first base umpire. I think this is the second or third challenge between the two teams that he's had to have done. So we're going to get a replay on this one. The back angle is not a good view, but the front angle that we're looking at might tell a different story. Or maybe not. It's a little hard to tell on that one. So we're going to see if the angles that they're looking at, but right now I would say that the call will not be overturned based on the angles that we've been provided. There's only one side that looks like Sato might possibly safe, and that's the backside. But we can't see the ball entering the glove of the first baseman. So I just get the feeling they're going to be a little bit here. We'll just have to grind it out here before we go. Actually, here they come, and they do rule them safe. That was pretty quick. It was quicker than I thought it would be. So the runner is safe. It's going to put runners on the corners. It's going to bring up Yoshio Itoi. And Sato He's getting high fives from his teammates, and it looks like he is going to be done for the day. So for the young left-hander, the Lions are going to the bullpen. So our friend Winter Maid, he might be onto something here. So we're going to be back in just a couple moments. We're going to take a little break here to go get ourselves another drink. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. We're going to leave you with our friend Steve Rademacher.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We do have a pitching change for the Seibu Lions as Sato's day is done. It also looks like that there is a double switch. Yoshinobu Mizukami has come into the game to pitch. The right-hander is completing his warm-up tosses. This is his 21st appearance for the Lions this year. He's 1-1 on the season. He's worked 19 and a third innings. He's allowed 10 hits, 7 walks. Has struck out 12, and he's got a 0.93 ERA. So he is coming in with a duty here to try to retire the side. He is in a tough situation. So this is Yoshinobu Mizukami. And so where he will be slotted in actually will be in the third spot in the batting order. So that means Brian O'Grady's day will be done. And going into the 9th spot and taking over in right field is Junichiro Kishi. So Junichiro Kishi will be coming in to hit in that spot. So Kishi is in the game in right field. And defensively, they've moved around a little bit. And there's a first pitch fastball. It swung on. It's chopped back to the pitcher. He fires to first, and that is going to do it. He is going to retire the batter Itoi on a ground out 1-3 on one pitch. So he comes in and does his job here in the 6th inning. There was a lot of threatening. There was no runs. There were 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 6 complete innings in Osaka. It is the Seibu Lions 1, the Hanshin Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call. At the top of the 7th inning in just a couple moments. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again. Hang tight, everybody.
Hey, guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVlogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, a creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We are moving to the top of the 7th inning. It is going to be Ito, Tanasaki, and Takezawa to face Yuki Nishi here. It is a 1-0 ball game, and the only damage done tonight so far is from Hotaka Yamakawa with a solo shot back in the 2nd inning for the Lions. So Ito steps to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He's bounced into a fielder's choice, and he's grounded out. And he takes a first pitch breaking ball down and away for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Ito. Nishi gets the sign from his catcher, and he rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count goes even to 1-1. Nishi working quickly with nobody aboard here. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Ito. Nishi rocking into the motion and delivers another fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. I got some interesting looks on the defense here as the corners are not quite squared up, and there's a fastball that misses outside, and Ito is aboard with a leadoff walk here in the 7th inning. Keep your eye on that. There's usually a percentage. I think they want to say in Major League Baseball, it's something like over 70% of the leadoff walks end up coming around to score. So we'll keep our eye on this one. So Shuta Tanasaki comes to the plate. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled and he's popped out to the catcher. One would have to think this is definitely a bunting situation. I don't know how much the Lions do like to bunt. We do their games. I know they do from time to time, but they're not one of the teams that really like to drop a lot of bunts down. So curious to see what happens here. Tanasaki is digging in. And just like that, they fake a throw over to first base. As Nishi steps off the back of the rubber, trying to get a read of the hands of the hitter. So Tanasaki waiting on the offering from the right-hander Nishi. He holds at the chest, and now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball that misses down. It gets through the catcher down to second. A late break for Ito. And he is going to be sliding into second base. So now one would have to think it would be interesting to see if they decide now to put the bunt on. They weren't going to do it before. Let's see if they're going to do it now. That ball was poorly blocked by the catcher, Sakamoto. He didn't get his glove all the way down. It ended up squirting between his legs. Not saying he would have had a shot per se to get the runner going from first to second, but he's got to be able to stop the baseball. That's for sure. Keep it in front. Because I think Ito may have had a late break on that one. Not intending to go, but the next thing you know, it squirts through, and there you have it. So the runner at second, it's 1 ball on the hitter. Now let's see if that changes the strategy for the Lions. Are they going to bunt him over to third? So here we go. 1 ball and no strikes. There's nobody out here in the top of the 7th inning. The Lions are threatening. They've got a runner on second with nobody gone. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on it. It's tap foul over on the third base line. That's going to run the count even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Nishi ready to get back to work here. The crowd has got their flags and everything going. And Yuki Nishi kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 1-2. And so nowhere there did Tonosaki look like he was even thinking about bunting. I'm thinking if they can get him over to third, then you've got all kinds of extra ways you might be able to score that batter runner. So here comes the 1-2 offering. And Nishi holds at the chest. He checks the runner. And now he kicks and delivers. It is again a breaking ball swung on and again tap foul over on the third base side. Some very long swings from Tonosaki. We are in the top of the 7th inning. Just have to do a little bit of maintenance on my ticker that runs across the board. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. And here comes the offering from Yuki Nishi. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-2. The Tigers brass is on the phone. One would think that they're checking to find out where the bullpen is at right now and are they going to be ready. So 2-2. And here comes the offering to Tonosaki. Nishi kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses off the outside corner. And that now runs the count full. That pitch was about a good solid 6 inches off the outside corner. This is going to be pitch number 100 for Nishi now, as we have nobody out in the 7th. Runner at second, and it's a 3-2 count to Shota Tonosaki. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And Nishi just can't seem to put him away. He's throwing his best stuff up to the plate. And Tonosaki has stayed alive each and every time. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. And here comes the pitch from the right-hander Nishi. It's a fastball swung on. It's belted down the line in right field, but it is just going to go foul. Oh boy, he was very, very lucky on that one. Tonosaki, if he would have just straightened that out by about 1.5 feet, would have been big-time trouble. The Lions would have been padding their lead. And right now, the Tigers have shown no signs of being able to, or no signs of life to get back into this one with the bats. And how much foul was that? Probably about 6 inches foul. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering from Nishi. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped slowly to third. Sato fields it. He throws across the diamond. But advancing over to third is the runner Ito. It's going to go down as a ground out 5-3 for the first out of the inning. And that's going to bring up the shortstop Takizawa. And all I keep thinking about right now in this situation is if Takizawa can handle the bat, I wonder if we might see ourselves a sacrifice bunt. So the runner at third is Ito. The batter is Takizawa. He is 0 for 2 today. He has struck out both times. I'm just interested to see if they're going to put this down and try to squeeze, even if it's a safety squeeze. So here comes the first pitch. And it is a fastball that almost gets away from Sakamoto. Runs the count to 1-0. Waiting on deck is Junichiro Kishi. He's going to be hitting in the pitcher spot as they did have a double switch. The Tigers have the infield in. It's hard to tell. You can't say they're on the infield grass because it's an all-dirt infield. So 1 ball and no strikes. And here comes the pitch from Kishi. That's a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped over to second. It is fielded neatly by the second baseman, who has to flip it over to first. So that's going to go as a ground out to Itohara, who flipped it over to Oyama. So that's a ground out 4-3. That's the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Junichiro Kishi. So 2 away and a runner on third. And we got the hobbyist in the house. We welcome you there, Chris. And we have a visit to the pitcher's mound. Our friend the hobbyist says, "Are you a Tigers fan in Japan too?" Not really. Not really the team that I support. I do have a Hanshin Tigers hat on my shelf, though, as well as some other paraphernalia. Definitely not something that is number one on my hit list. Neither one of these two teams are teams that I would say that I would even consider supporting. We're just trying to keep ourselves afloat here as we are in the top of the 7th inning. The runner at third is Ito. There is 2 away here. And Junichiro Kishi steps to the plate as Yuki Nishi is trying to keep this a 1-0 ball game. So for Kishi, he's batting .206 on the season. We appreciate you there, Chris, for stopping in. We'll be back on the air again tomorrow and on Wednesday, or I should say tomorrow is Wednesday and on Thursday. So hopefully you can stop in and check those ones out as well. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0 to Kishi. As we said, Kishi is hitting in the spot that was once occupied by the pitcher Shunsuke Sato, so he's in the 9th spot in the batting order. And here comes the 1-0 offering. That's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. I think the Tigers definitely want to try to get Nishi through this batter here, but I have a feeling if he can't get Kishi, he'll be done for the evening. So 2 balls and no strikes. Nishi holds at the chest. And now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded to third. Sato boots it. He comes up, he throws, and it is in the dirt, but a great play by the first baseman, Oyama, to pick it out of the dirt. And that is going to go down as a ground out 5-3 for out number 3 here in the 7th inning. So the Lions threaten, but they do not score. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is still a 1-0 game. The Saitama Seibu Lions, the home run by Yamakawa, are leading the Hanshin Tigers. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few, as we'll give you another inning of baseball.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. The Tigers are scheduled to send up to the plate Itohara, Onodera, and Sakamoto. That is the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the batting order. And we're going to find out what the team from Saitama has done, as they had a pitcher come into the ball game in the last inning. And we're going to see if they're going to the bullpen or if they're going to continue to stay with Miyazawa. That's exactly who they are sticking with. And so here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Itohara. Itohara today is 0 for 1 and a walk. He leans in, he gets the assign from his catcher Mori, and he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So here comes the offering to Itohara. They kick and deliver. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. Itohara waiting on the offering now from the right-hander. It's a breaking ball swung on its top slowly to first. Makawa fields it. He steps on the bag, and that is going to do it. One up and one away as Mizukami is doing his job on the mound. Induces the ground out to 3. So 2 batters, and he's induced 2 ground outs. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Dan Onodera. Or at least it's scheduled to bring up Onodera. But it looks like we've got ourselves a pinch hitter here, as this is going to be number 53 for the Tigers. I have to take a look at my lineup card here to get you the pinch hitter here. And this is Shimida at the plate, and he takes a first pitch breaking ball over for a called strike. The count is 0-1. This is Kairi Shimida. He is a 26-year-old outfielder in the hole at 0-1. And there is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Shimada at the plate, waiting on the offering from the right-hander. And it is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. Neatly fielded by Wu. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Shimada for out number 2. Goes as a ground out 5-3. So 2 up and 2 away. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Seishiro Sakamoto. But it looks like we may have a pinch hitter here. Tigers are emptying the bench. I kind of wonder what they're doing that for. This is Shun Takayama. So we're going to have a coloring book on our hands here. So Shun Takayama strides to the plate. And he is going to be batting here with 2 out in the bottom half of the 7th inning. There's the first pitch fastball swung on. It is lined into left field for a base hit. That is going to be a single. And that is going to bring up the pitcher spot in the batting order, and one would think that Yuki Nishi's day is done as well. I'll see what they've got coming in for Nishi. They do have some players on the bench. Mel Rojas Jr. We'll see what they're going to come up with here. So the runner at first with 2 away is Takayama, but now he's going to be pinch run for as Kumagaya has come into the game. So he'll be the runner at first base. And we've got ourselves a pinch hitter, and just as I might have suspected, it's going to be Mel Rojas Jr. as he steps to the plate here, hitting for Yuki Nishi. So here comes the first offering. It is a fastball. Take it for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. There's nothing like having to get off the bench and be a pinch hitter. Now, I do realize that sometimes the players will go down to the batting cage nowadays to at least prepare themselves and keep themselves ready for these type of situations. So here comes the 0-1 offering to Rojas Jr. And it's a fastball swung on. It is chopped up the middle. That is fielded by the shortstop. They throw to first. And Rojas Jr. is gone for out number 3. It goes as a ground out. 6-3. And that is going to do it for the Tigers in their half of the 7th inning. So there was no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 7 complete. It is the Saitama Seibu Lions 1, the Hanshin Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with the call at the top of the 8th inning. After this, from our friend, Steve Rademacher, once again. Take it away, Steve.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call. Top of the 8th inning.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pitching change, and it is going to be a left-hander for the Tigers, and that is going to be Yuta Iwasada. So Iwasada coming in to take over on the season. This is his 16th appearance. He's got no record. He has worked 11 1/3 innings. He's allowed 9 hits, 4 walks. He has struck out 12, and he has got an ERA of 1.59. So he is taking over here in relief of Yuki Nishi. Yuta Iwasada looking to make sure that he can get some outs here to keep the Tigers in the game. So that is going to bring up the top of the order for the Lions. It's going to be Nin-Ting Wu, Kakuto Wakabayashi, and we are going to have a pinch hitter for Brian O'Grady, or at least we're going to have in the lineup somebody coming in for that spot. There's the first pitch to Ito that's delivered. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Ningting Wu. Wu today is 1 for 3. He singled his last time up, but he's grounded out a pair of other times. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Wu. The Tigers are running out of sand in their hourglass. They're down to their last 6 outs. The Lions are looking to pad to their lead as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The left-hander is the second pitcher used today by the Tigers, and here comes the offering from Iwasada. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Wu is retired on strikes for the first out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Kikuta Wakabayashi. So for Wakabayashi tonight, he is 1 for 3. He singled way back in the first inning. He's also grounded out and flown out. He's got a couple of homers and 10 RBIs on the season. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Wakabayashi. The scoring right across the NPB is all very close tonight. Nobody has got more than 2 runs to this point. There's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count is now 0-2. And the hitting star of the game is in the hole, and that is Yamakawa. They do have, moving into the on-deck circle, a pinch hitter for the Seibu Lions. We'll have to get you that in just a moment. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Here we go. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And there is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly to short, and it is an absolute calamity in the infield. It just got past the pitcher, the third baseman, Saito, interfered with the shortstop, and the only one that may have had the play who fielded the ball was the shortstop, Nakano. But he almost got run over by Sato, for crying out loud. So Nakano comes up and he kind of waves. Maybe I wouldn't have got it. Maybe I would have. But that'll be an infield single, and that looks like we're going to have ourselves a pitching change. So Yano has come up to let the umpires know we are going to the bullpen again. And while we do that, we're going to take a break ourselves. Everybody, we're glad you guys are with us today. Sauce-Up Game says it's a close one here. Not too much scoring is correct. We'll be back in just a moment after this, again from our friend Steve.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVlogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, a creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, 1 of 1, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We They have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve. And we do have a pitching change. It is going to be Ren Kajia coming into the ball game. This is going to be, he is a right-hander, and he is taking over. We saw him pitch last week, and he was fairly effective in his outing. He is a former Fukuoka SoftBank Hawk, and he has been absolutely brilliant for the Tigers. Whatever they've seen with him this year, they've been able to make some adjustments. This is his 14th appearance of the season. He has got no wins and 1 loss. He's worked 11 1/3 innings, allowed 5 hits, 7 walks, which is the alarming part. But he has struck out 10, and he has got an ERA of 0.79. And so we have, stepping up to the plate, it is going to be a pinch hitter for the Seibu Lions, and they're going to be bringing on a right-handed hitter. This is going to be Takeya Nakamura. So Nakamura steps up to the plate, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Nakamura. So he is hitting in the spot that Brian O'Grady would have been hitting in. But O'Grady, when they did the switch, was replaced by the pitcher. So no 1 to Takeya Nakamura, 0-1. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. Nakamura on the season has struggled a little bit. He's batting 190. He's got 4 homers and 12 RBIs. Big fella has had a pretty good career lifetime in the NPB. He's got over 400 homers. He's got 446 to be specific. The Lions could sure use one here at some point. There's a breaking ball that swung on and missed. And Nakamura is retired on strikes for out number 2. The word I would use there would have been overmatched. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Hataka Yamakawa. Yamakawa tonight has been the offense. He's 2 for 3. He homered in the second, the only run of the ball game. He has singled, and he has flown out to center field. So here comes the first offering to Yamakawa. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Tigers have 6 outs to go here to try to get that run back on the home run by off the bat of this man, Hayakawa. Or I should say Yamakawa. There's a fastball that misses down. The count is now 2-0. Hayakawa was the pinch hitter who just struck out his last time up, or the batter before, I should say. So that's what happens when you're doing this at 4:36 a.m. Pacific time. Your eyes start moving around a little bit in your head, and you're squinting a little bit harder. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. And Fuji kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 3-0. So the runner at first, Wakabayashi, I'm just a little surprised they haven't put him in motion. He's got 20 stolen bases on the season. So here comes the 3-0 pitch. And Fuji kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now ball 4. And Yamakawa is going to be aboard with a walk. Wakabayashi is going to move over to second. And that's going to bring up Tomoya Mori to the plate. Can't really get a gauge on what's going on in the bullpen, as the bullpen in Hanshin is underground. Sometimes you can get one of the monitors that you can look at to see if there's somebody warming up or not. But we don't always have that luxury here today. Well, that's going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. He is officially 1 for 3 today. He's got a single, he has struck out, and he is grounded to short. So here comes the first offering from the right-hander Fuji. After he gets his sign. This game is completely slowed down with Fuji on the mound. As soon as Fuji comes in, he is taking forever between pitches. The first pitch is a fastball that misses inside. And the count is 1-0. I've got to get my stopwatch out to see exactly how fast he is in between. We'll do that the next time. As soon as the ball gets back to the mound, there is a human rain delay in effect. So here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded slowly through the 4-hole into right field. There's going to be a play at the plate. Here's the throw. It is not in time as the speedy Wakabayashi comes in to score. It is an RBI single for Mori. And that is going to improve the Lions' lead to 2-0. And that is going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound. So once Fuji gets going here again, if he keeps in the game, or I should say Fuji, that's Kajia. As I said, we got to make sure that we got the coffee going here. So Kajia gives up the base hit that scores the second run of the ball game. Not sure what the hesitation was. The right fielder for the Hanshin Tigers, when he retrieved the ball, seemed like he was having a hard time getting out. That is Shimida. If he would have made a cleaner play and a better throw, they may have had a chance. So they leave Kajia in the ball game. The runners at second, the runner at first is Mori. The runner at second is Yamakawa, and is Ido, who is stepping to the plate. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-0. So now I've got the clock on the pitcher Kajia here. Generally speaking, they want to see about 15 seconds between pitches. But he is definitely nowhere near that. I'll let you know where I'm at with my clock as soon as he delivers his next pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's tapped slowly foul over by the third base dugout. He is at 22 seconds between pitches. It can be an eternity in baseball. So 1-1 strike to Ido. I know there's no pitch clock, but generally speaking, you want tempo and pace out of your pitchers. And this fella here is not known for either of them. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. And here's the offering to Ido. It's a fastball swung on. It's taken on one hop by the shortstop. A nice play by the shortstop, Nakano. He flips it to second. And that is going to retire the Lions in their half of the 8th inning. But they got damage in the inning. There was 1 run on 2 hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 7.5. It is the Seibu Lions 2, the Hanshin Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with the call at the bottom of the 8th inning. Glad you guys could be with us.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the eighth inning, and we'll be back in just a couple moments as they are going to be making a yet another pitching change. And we'll be getting that for you in just a moment. Are the Lions. Hold tight. Welcome back, everybody. There is a pitching change, and it is going to be a right-hander for the Saitama Seibu Lions. And they are going to the pen again, and it is going to be the right-hander Tyra into the ball game. This is Kaima Tyra. He had pitched pretty well. He hadn't allowed any runs for quite a long time. Outings ago, he gave up his first runs of the year. He's got 6 that he's given up. Only 2 of which are earned. He's going to be facing the top of the order, which is going to be Chikamoto, Nakano, and Oyama. So Tyra in the game. He has been pretty much Mr. Automatic here lately, and there's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away by Chikamoto, and the count is quickly 0-1. Chikamoto today is 1 for 3. He singled his first time up. He is grounded out, and he is lined out. There is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So Tyra comes in and is filling up the zones with strikes. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called third strike. Chikamoto stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by for out number 1. So Kyra comes in, and he's absolutely dealing. So that brings up for the Tigers, the shortstop Takuma Nakano. Nakano today has been on base twice. He's 1 for 3. He's singled, he's reached on an error, and he has struck out. He takes a fastball for a strike, and the count is 1-1. So this is the opposite universe on the mound here. When Tyra is pitching, he doesn't waste any time. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It's lined right back up the middle, right past the backside of the pitcher. And Nakano is aboard for the 3rd time today. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Yasuki Oyama. So we appreciate everybody who has checked in with us today so far. We're glad you guys could pop in. We're going to bring these same 2 teams tomorrow again. So hopefully you guys can pop in and be here with us. And there's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 2-1 to check that. The count is now 1-0 to Oyama. So 1 ball and no strikes to Oyama. Here's the pitch from Tyra. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. One thing about the Japanese crowds is when they're at the games, they don't really leave. They stay right to the end. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 1-2. That last pitch was at 98 miles an hour. When Kyra comes in, you can see he is pumping gas. Absolutely. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Oyama. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-2. Oyama will be followed by the left-handed hitting Teruki Sato. So here's the 2-2 offering. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-2. So Tyra has been throwing 97, 98 miles an hour since he's entered the ball game. Oyama waiting on the 3-2 offering. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the right field line. There is going to be room and space. It's in foul territory. Sliding forward is Junichiro Kishi, but it goes off his glove. He's not going to be able to make the play, and that gives a second life to Oyama, and you don't want to do that. The right fielder had to come a long way to get it. He slid, he got his glove on it, and it hit him right in the glove and popped out. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Oyama's going to dig in here, and he's ready to face that offering from the right-hander Tyra. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball. Take it for a called third strike. Oyama stood there like the house by the side of the road, and he watched that breaking ball go by. And he has retired for out number 2, and that's going to bring Teruki Sato to the plate. I'm just going to go back and look at my numbers from last week when we did the Tigers. They've been offensively challenged when we did them last week. They scored a couple of runs in one of the games that we did. And they're still looking for their first one tonight. So here comes the first pitch. It is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Sato. Sato tonight is 1 for 3. He singled his last time up. He's also grounded to third and struck out. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs. They appeal down to third, and they say he went. A very generous call by the third base umpire. We took a look at that, and we'd have to agree with him too. He went way too far. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Tyra holds at the belt, and he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. There are some finals that are coming in from around the NPB. After this game is over, we'll make sure we give you guys a complete recap. All low-scoring affairs. There's only been 3 runs by the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses down. A good block by the catcher Mori. He's earning his fare tonight. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Tyra is trying to get the Tigers and put them away here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. So Sato waggles the bat, and here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and that is ball 4. As Tyra has put 2 aboard now. And that is going to bring up the left fielder Yoshio Ito, or Itoi. Sometimes I just can't read my own writing. As we say, for a game that is a low-scoring affair, 2-0, it's kind of hard to wonder why that this game is taking so long to play. And then you have to look at Kojima, the pitcher for the Tigers, probably added 15 minutes to this game alone based on his slow delivery. So here we go, back to work. Tyra ready to face the left-handed hitting Itoi. The first pitch is a fastball that is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Waggling the bat is Itoi, and he's waiting on the offering from right-hander Tyra, and there's a breaking ball that misses down and in. The count is 1-1. Like father, like son has popped in to say hello. We appreciate you here, Joe. I wish she brought me some coffee, Joe, that's for sure. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 1-2 to Wetoy. I think I'm on your schedule, but it's not working too well. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're here in the bottom of the 8th inning. There's 2 on and 2 out. And here's the pitch. It is a split finger pitch that misses down and in. The count is now 2-2. We do appreciate everybody who's checked in on the game tonight. Whether you're live or on delay, we are going to be back on again tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be a little bit more lively as this is the first game of the week. Sometimes we challenge with that. And there's a split finger pitch swung on. It's grounded up the middle to the second baseman. It is fielded by Tanasaki. He races to the bag at second. And that is going to retire Sato on the fielder's choice to the second baseman. And that is going to do it here in the 8th inning. So for the Hanshin Tigers and their half of the 8th, they had no runs, 1 hit, no errors, but they strand 2. We are now moving to the top of the 9th inning. It is the Seibu Lions 2. The Hanshin Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Joe says, you don't want my schedule. I don't even want it. Well, this is facts. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in a moment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising to the top half of the 9th inning. There is another pitching change for the Hanshin Tigers as they are bringing in a right-hander. This is Fujinami coming into the ball game. Shintaro Fujinami is working in his 4th ball game of the year. He's 0-1. He has worked 15 innings. He's allowed 18 hits. He's walked 10 and struck out 11 at an ERA of 6. He's coming in here trying to keep the Lions at bay, who they're going to be facing the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the order. It's supposed to be Tanasaki, Takezawa, and Junichiro Kishi. So we'll see if there's going to be any pinch hitters, but definitely Shintaro Fujinami is the new pitcher of record. So Fujinami takes over. 7, 8, and 9 for the Lions. And then the Tigers will be down to their last wraps after this, and it's going to be the deeper part of the batting order coming up for them unless they've got some pinch hitters coming off the bench. So here we go. Here comes the first offering from Fujinami. It's a fastball that misses inside. The count is 1-0. You don't want to bring a reliever in who can't throw strikes. So I really don't know too much about the bullpen of the Tigers and where they are at in terms of their rest. Obviously, everybody had a day off yesterday. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Fujinami rocks into the motion. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike. Count is 1-2. To say that looked like it was a home cooking call to me. I think they've been making those calls all day long, but that one for sure, Fujinami was able to get. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side. It's going to keep the count at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Shuta Tanasaki. And here he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is to Tanasaki. We're here on the top of the 9th inning. As I said, we're hanging on here a little bit for a 2-0 ball game. This game has seen it drag a little bit here, especially with the relievers from the Hanshin Tigers. As a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The tempo and the pace. Fujinami gets the baseball and he goes and he rubs it up and rubs it up. So here comes the 2-2 offering. Fujinami kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field line, but it's just going to slice foul. That is going to keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tanasaki. Fujinami rocks into the motion and he kicks and fires. It is a fastball that misses down low. And the count is now 3-2. And Tanasaki puts his hand on his hip and the bat on the ground, and he's as if to look at the pitcher and say, come on, man, throw me a strike. So here comes the 3-2. And there is a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed. And Tanasaki is gone on strikes for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up, or is scheduled to bring up, Natsudo Takezawa. This is definitely nuts and bolts baseball. We're giving you the real simple calls and not much else after that. Just trying to make sure we can get through this last 5 outs for you. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on, and it's lifted into the seats down the left field line. That's going to run the count quickly to 0-1. For Takezawa tonight, he is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice, and he's grounded out. He stands in here on the left side, waiting from the offering from Fujiwara. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 1-1. For Fujinami is the right-hander pitching. And he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. And here comes the offering. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. Now the count is 3-0 to Takezawa. Waiting on deck is Junichiro Kishi. Then they'll roll over to the top of the batting order. So here's the 3-1 offering, and it's a fastball that misses outside. The Lions have drawn a 1-out walk. That's going to bring up Junichiro Kishi. For Kishi on the season, he didn't get the start tonight. He has come into the ball game. He's got a chance to play quite a bit this year so far. He's got 68 at bats. His average is only 206. He's got himself a couple of homers and 7 RBIs, and he's got 1 stolen base. He was originally the 8th pick in the 2019 draft by the Lions. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down. A good stop by the catcher, Sakamoto. Keeps the runner, Takazawa, at first base. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. And here's the delivery. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Check that, counts 1-1 to Kishi. As I say, it's getting a little bit late here, and hopefully you guys can stick it out here with us. If not, if you're listening on delay, we apologize for some of the stuff. We are getting a little bit long in the tooth here. Here's the 1-1 offering. And that is a fastball that misses down. They throw down to first, and they got the runner Takazawa leading the wrong way. He's been picked off. They're going to run that as a caught stealing 2-3 for the second out of the inning. Great play by the catcher. Was able to gun down over to nail the runner on the backside. He never even got to the base. So it looked like he was, I don't even want to say it was a delay steal. He got a couple of shuffles off the base. He just got absolutely hosed by the catcher. So here comes the 2-1 offering to Kishi. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the right-hander goes into the motion. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Keeps the count at 2-2. Maybe I've got some second thoughts on doing these two teams tomorrow night. A 2-0 ball game. We've been on the stream for now over 3 hours. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats. Keeps the count at 2-2. There is a new catcher for the Tigers. That is Nagasaka, who has come in for Sakamoto. It's Kenya Nagasaka. So there will be some changes for the Tigers coming up in their half of the 9th inning. We'll have to get that for you when we come back, obviously. And there's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul. And the count remains at 2-2. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fujinami rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, is grounded softly to second. It's fielded and over to first, and that is going to do it. It's going to be a ground out, 4-3. So Fujinami comes in and does his job. Had no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is the Seibu Seibu Lions 2, the Hanshin Tigers nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a minute with the call. The bottom of the 9th inning. Let's get excited. Let's get ourselves fired up with a little bit of a Cherokee shuffle. Welcome back, everybody. We have the 6, 7, and 8 hitters scheduled to come to bat in the batting order. And that is going to be Itohara, Shimida, and Fujinami, the pitcher. So we are anticipating that there is going to be some changes. So Itohara be coming in, and it is going to be a pitching change. And the pitching change for the Lions, they've got a right-hander in the ball game. Looking to close this one out. And this is Masuda. This is Katsushi Masuda. Masuda on the season got himself an outstanding year going. He's pitched in 19 ball games. He's got a win and loss record of 1-0. He has got 12 saves on the season. He's got 19 innings pitched. He's allowed 7 hits, 3 walks. He has struck out 11, and he's got an ERA of 0.47. So here we go, ready to go back to the live action. Kento Itohara steps in. And Masuda is ready to go. He holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Masuda holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and right away, Itohara is in the hole at 0-2. As I take a quick peek around the league, we'll do a wrap-up after this one. All the other games are finals except for the one in Tokyo between the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Murray Giants. But the Hawks are threatening and looking to add some more. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded up the middle. And Itohara is aboard with a leadoff single. And that is going to bring up the right fielder Shimida. So Kairi Shimada came in as a pinch hitter his last time up, and he grounded out to the third baseman. So Shimada is stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. And here comes the first offering from Masuda. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and it's going to be lifted into the seats, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Shimada. Shimada batting from the left side. He waggles the bat, and here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. The Tigers have the runner at first. Tying run is at the plate. And here's the pitch from Masuda. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. It's bobbled. They throw to first, and they get the runner at first. Very fortunate that Tanasaki is able to do that. It's going to go down as a ground out 4-3 for out number 1. They had a shot for a double play, at least to get the lead out anyway, and keep the runner out of scoring position. But he ended up making a meal out of it at first base. One of the first balls hit to him in the last couple innings, and he bobbles it up. We saw Tanasaki play a couple of weeks ago, and he was a bit of a zoo at second base. So that's going to bring up a pinch hitter here. It's going to be Fumiya Hojo. So Hojo is coming in to hit for Takayama. So here comes the first offering to Tojo with the runner at second. It's a fastball that just misses inside. The count is 1-0. Hojo is appearing in his 7th game. He's got 1 hit in 5 trips to the plate this year. So here's the 1-0 offering. It's a fastball. Take it for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-1. So 1-1 to Hojo. Hojo bats from the right side against the right-hander Masuda, and he's ready on the offering. Masuda checks the runner at second. He checks him again, and now he delivers. And it's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Hojo ready to go back to work. Gets himself dug in. Ready to face the offering from Masuda. And here comes the 1-2. And there's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-2. So we're here in the 9th inning. There's 1 away. The runner at second base is Itohara. The batter is the pinch hitter, Hojo. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to him. And we are looking to get this one completed here and wrapped up. So here comes the 2-2 offering. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Holding at the belt is Masuda. He checks the runner at second, and here's the offering. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2 to Hojo. So the crowd in Osaka is festive. Their mood is a little bit better than ours, that's for sure. Here's the 2-2 offering. Masuda checks the runner, and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses down and away. Runs the count now full to Hojo. And we get the overhead view, and that was a close pitch, probably too close to take for my liking. Count remains at 3-2. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left center field. Racing back on it is the center fielder, Ito. He makes the catch. And heading back to second base is the runner, Itohara. But Hojo sent it for a ride, but right to the glove of the left fielder, the center fielder, Ito. And that is going to be out number 2. Deep, but not deep enough. That's going to bring up Mel Rojas Jr. So 2 away. And actually, it's going to bring up, looks like it's going to bring up, we have a pinch hitter here as Rojas is out of the game. We do have, as we check on this, it looks like it is the catcher Nagasaka. So Kenya Nagasaka comes into the ball game. On the season, he's batting 133, and he swings at the first pitch. It's a fastball that is fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1. So the Tigers are down to their final out. And Nagasaka is at the plate with an 0-1 count. Masuda holds at the belt. And he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses down. And the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The Lions are up on the bench. The Tigers are up on their bench. And we're in the dramatic part of the 9th inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away. The count is now 1-2 to Nagasaka. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here comes the 1-2 offering. Masuda holds at the belt. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to do it. It's going to put a it's going to put the nail in the coffin on this game as the Lions have knocked off the Tigers 2-0. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment here. I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to give you guys the out-of-town scoreboard. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Thanks again, Steve. We got the final scores from around the NPB. Every game was completed with the exception of the one in Tokyo. Get to that one last. The Tokyo Yakult Swallows knocked off the Chibalote Marines 1-0. 1-6-0 for the Swallows, 0-7-0 for the Marines. Cy Sneed gets his 3rd win of the year. He's 3-0. Ishikawa takes the loss. He drops to 4-3. Scott McGuff gets his 14th save. The alone run of the game came on a homer off of the bat of Tetsuda Yamada. 1-0 for the Yakult Swallows. The Yokohama Dana Bay Stars knocked off the Oryx Buffaloes 4-1 today. 4-9-1 for Yokohama, 1-8-0 for the Buffaloes. Shota Emenaga got the win. He's 2-0. Yamaoka takes the loss. He's 3-2. Yamazaki gets the save. It was number 9 for him on the season. Chichi Dragons shut out the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 2-0. 2-7-0 for Chinichi, 0-5-0 for the Golden Eagles. Ogasawara got the win. He goes to 3-3. Masahiro Tanaka takes the loss. He's 4-4. Martinez gets his 13th save. Chinichi home runs were to Dayan Visayedo and Abbey. The Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters lost to the Hiroshima Carp 1-0. 1-5-1 for the Carp, 0-4-0 for the Fighters. And then the other finals, our game is the other final, but we'll get you that in a moment. The Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks knocked off the Yamuri Giants. Check that. It's in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out. Fukuoka is leading Yamuri 3-1. 3-12-0 for the Hawks, 1-5-2 for the Giants. Your final score from Osaka, the Saitama Seibu Lions 2, the Hanshin Tigers, 0. 2-8-1 for the Lions, 0-6-0 for the Tigers. The win goes to Sato. He is 3-3. The save goes to Masuda. It's his 13th of the year. Yuki Nishi goes 7 strong. He takes the loss in this one. All right, everybody. Well, we appreciate you hanging around. For those of you who stuck it out, it's been another Last Raps Baseball video production. We hope you all have a great night. Come on back and see us again tomorrow. We're going to do these same 2 teams all over again. Hope you can be here with us. Have a great night, everybody.